Hey ladies, so I'm back again as promised with video number 2, and I just realized I'm actually uploading the first video now, which is about hair removal. I forgot to add the very most important thing. Like, if you suffer with hair growth and like you feel like just crazy and like a man, I remember I used to say that I was turning into a man and stuff like that. Like, do not let the hair define you. Like, it is one thing that can be treated some kind of way. Some people do electrolysis and stuff, but with us, I don't really know exactly how successful it would be, and most of the time, from what I've heard, it's not too successful. But just like, you are still a woman, you are still beautiful, and just take off the hair and get dolled up, and you'll still be sexy and beautiful. So this next video, I wanted to touch on, because I know when I did my first video, I kind of like skimmed around PCOS and what it is and whatever. So I wanted to get more notes. So I have a lot of notes here. And the main focus of this video is Metformin, because I really want to stress some more the importance of taking this medicine, staying on this medicine, trusting and believing it, because it is the only thing that we have right now to help us with our PCOS. So, PCOS, it means polycystic ovarian syndrome. And PCOS is an endocrine disorder that affects 6 to 10% of all women. It is believed that these women are insulin resistant. That's what I have, insulin resistance. Due to resistance, our ovaries produce excessive amounts of testosterone, causing several fluid-filled sacs, hence the word cyst. It's a whole bunch of cysts that form around ovaries. So, basically, the insulin is the issue. So because we produce, well, okay, not everybody that has PCOS is insulin resistant. Not everybody that has PCOS has these cysts on their ovaries. So I want to make that clear too, because I know that there's some people who, like, their doctors don't know 100% if they have PCOS, or like if you have other symptoms that are associated with PCOS, you can almost bet that you have PCOS. The symptoms of PCOS, like, they vary like widely and greatly. So some of the most common things are obesity, and that is due to the insulin resistance. So our bodies, like, if I eat something, right, a normal person's body, their pancreas lets out a certain amount of insulin for that amount of food. My body doesn't get the hint that, okay, that's enough, so it goes into overdrive and it just starts pumping out insulin. So with that, it leads to the rise in the testosterone, which is the androgens, and then it basically leads to like the weight gain and stuff like that. Some women have a male pattern of baldness, so like they'll like lose their hair and stuff like that. I have weak edges, but I've always had that like for forever. It's just like in my genetics. But I don't deal with like hair loss. Hair growth on face and the body. Ding ding ding, that's her, that's me. She has that. Severe mood swings. Yeah, that's her too. I have those. Dark patches or skin tags. So I'm gonna insert a picture of what my neck used to look like. Because that is a good indication of if you are insulin resistant. So I'm going to show you guys like my arm. So you see this fold here in my arm? It's not dark anymore, but it used to be dark there. So if you have like a dark line like around your neck, I think people have said they've had them like on their knees. Some people have them like on their face. You might see somebody and they'll have like a dark spot. if you don't know if you have PCOS and you're like in the dark about whether or not, that is one of the great indicators, because that means basically those spots, that is insulin that is now sitting on your skin. That's what that is. If anybody's confused as to why they have those spots or whatever, that's what it is. It's the insulin that's now sitting on top of your skin. A lot of women deal with acne. Not every woman, like I said, with the syndrome has cysts on their ovaries. They don't know exactly what causes PCOS. There is no cure for PCOS, but we can kind of minimize our symptoms of PCOS. And of course, infertility is one of the major things that women focus on. But if you get everything else together, as far as getting your insulin down, and exercising, and eating better, like, you can definitely help your chances of being able to have a child and live normally and breathe and sleep properly. So, okay, on to the next page. So, 1 in 10 women worldwide have PCOS, and it is estimated that 5 million women in the United States have PCOS. And then they say that 50% of women have PCOS and don't even know that they have PCOS. PCOS is the leading cause of female infertility. Once again, there is no cure for PCOS. And now I'm going to go through what are the risks of PCOS if you don't get it controlled. Because this is a major part that I want to continue to drive home, that our struggle is not just about having babies. It's not just about being infertile. PCOS won't be the cause of like why someone might die or something like that, but PCOS will be the cause of why you ended up with whatever it is that you had that caused you to die or get your leg cut off because you got diabetes or something like that. So there are 31 things associated with PCOS, so bear with me as I go through all of them. So hirsutism, I always say that wrong, but basically that's just the overgrown amount of hair. There are women who deal with hair a lot worse than what I do. I'm only giving the facts based off of how my hair grows, but there are women who have like face full of hair and stuff like that, and like there's nothing that we can do. Again, everybody's PCOS is going to be different, their symptoms are going to be different. So yeah. So the second thing is heart disease. If you don't get your PCOS under control, you could eventually end up with heart disease. Early menopause, dark skin patches, type 2 diabetes, mood swings, depression, unexplained weight loss or gain, preeclampsia, hair loss, skin tags, metabolic syndrome, liver disease, gum disease and tooth decay, insulin resistance, absent or irregular periods, cervical incompetence, memory loss, recurrent miscarriages, stroke, thyroid disease, hyperplasia, obesity, endometriosis, anovulation, ovarian cysts, hypertension, gestational diabetes, acne, autoimmune disease. So I know that was a lot. I know that there are some people that I watch on YouTube who have some of this stuff in here that I spoke about. Like I said, the major thing, like with diabetes, most women with PCOS, I know for me, I was on that verge of being diabetic. So I was pre-diabetic before I started losing weight and stuff. And I love my RE that I go to now because she basically put it to me as, you're going to have diabetes. So it was either you're going to do something about it or you're not. So with the screening for diabetes, it's basically a fasting test, the glucose fasting test. So if you've never had that done, you might want to get that done if, as far as like with the skin stuff, if you see that you have dark spots, that's like a great indicator that you have an issue going on with your insulin. Basically, you drink this, you have to fast from midnight until the next day, and then you come in and they'll give you this sugary drink, which is disgusting, and you drink it, and then they'll draw your blood. So some people have their blood drawn in an hour. Some people get it drawn like in, I think it's 3 hours or 2 hours. Mine is 2 hours. And then they'll draw your blood. They draw your blood before you drink it and after. And basically your blood tells them what's going on with your body. It is very important that you get that done, because there are a lot of people who walk around with diabetes and they don't know that they have diabetes. So it is very important because of what things can happen if you have diabetes and it goes untreated and things like that. So it is very important to pay attention to this stuff. Let's see, what else did I want to touch on? As far as the liver disease, well, actually, let me go into the metformin. So I know that there are a lot of women who don't want to take their metformin. And the reason why they say they don't want to take their metformin is because of IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or they just have the bubble guts. If you don't know what the bubble guts is, you just got to go to the toilet, like you feel sick. Some women say that they vomit. I vomited when I first started taking this many years ago. So I wanted to share my story because I remember, I guess that was about 6 years ago, when I first went to the RE in New York. She put me on metformin, but nobody explained to me the importance of why I needed to take my metformin. It was kind of like I had an option on whether or not I wanted to take it or not. So it wasn't until last year, with more research that I did online and understanding metformin and why I needed to take it. So I've been taking metformin now for a little over a year now. So this is September, so June, May, June, July. I've been taking metformin for a year and 3 months. So there are 2 different types of metformin that you can get. You can get the regular metformin and you can get the slow release metformin. I take the slow release metformin, and if you are a woman who takes metformin and you have stomach issues or whatever, I would suggest that you ask your doctor for the slow release. When I started taking the slow release, it was like heaven. I have no symptoms unless I eat terribly. So this is another thing that isn't explained with metformin. Metformin is going to work with your body. So if the whole purpose of it is to try to reduce how much insulin you have coming out. If you're eating terribly, right, your body will be producing that much insulin anyway. So, like, that's it. So, okay, so I got cut off. So I'm hoping I'm picking up from where I was at. So, metformin. If you eat terribly, you'll have the bubble guts in the morning. The medicine is going to tell you if what you had the night before was not a good option. So ever since I changed my diet and cutting down on bad stuff and processed stuff, like, I have no issues with the medicine, like, at all. No problems. You have to take this medicine. Like, I cannot stress it enough. Like, you have to take the medicine. So those dark spots that I had, like, they're gone. Like, I don't have them anymore because my insulin is now under control. Let's see. So how metformin works, or what it's for. Metformin decreases the levels of androgens produced by the ovaries and adrenal glands. It also helps the body use insulin and may reduce the risk of diabetes. So basically, with it helping to reduce how much testosterone your body is letting out, that helps to decrease the amount of hair that you have growing and, like, its color. Like, my hair used to be really dark, like really dark, and now it's not that bad. I mean, I still have the nair and shape like that, but it's not as bad as what it was before. Back to the metformin. It lowers insulin and blood sugar levels in women with PCOS. This helps to regulate menstrual cycles, start ovulation, and lower risk of miscarriage. Long-term use also lowers risk of diabetes and heart disease related to high insulin levels. So again, if your insulin is high, you're at a higher risk of diabetes and heart disease. I know for me, my cycles have started back, coming back regularly. That was before, like, before I got pregnant. I got a cycle, and that was just, I believe, like the first month on it. That next month, like, my periods had come back. And with the exercising, again, you have to exercise. Matter of fact, let me reiterate on that. Metformin. Metformin is not a magic pill that's just going to magically make you lose weight. You have to put in work. With PCOS, of course, it is very hard for us to lose weight. This medicine is not going to magically help you lose weight fast, but it will help in the process because your insulin levels are coming down, so it's not that much of a fight. To date, I have lost 27 pounds. I haven't gotten on the scale lately, but I've lost 27 pounds since I started with my exercise and my pills. And another thing I want to say is, I know that a lot of women like give up when it comes to metformin and working out and stuff like that. And I know for me, I had this goal of I wanted to be 150 pounds. And yeah, unfortunately, the road to us losing weight and getting to our magic number is going to be tough, and it's going to be hard. And I'm 31 years old now, and like, I want to have kids. So to my ladies who may be watching me and you're like in your early 20s, and you're not trying to have kids or whatever, or you have the time, like, focus on your health. Like, the more healthy you are, the better it will be with your body responding to fertility drugs. Like, I got pregnant, as you guys know. If you don't know, I did get pregnant, and I truly believe that the reason why my medicine worked and the way that it worked was because I had already started getting my body in better shape and better, like, all around health. So when you go to the doctor, most of the time they will tell you if you lose just 10% of your weight, you'll like see like better results in like your periods and stuff like that. Shoot for higher if you can. Like I said, with the metformin and working out, it's not going to be like an easy road. It is hard to get this weight off. Like, you'll be looking over at Sally and Jane, and y'all working out the same exact way, eating the same exact food and stuff like that, and they'll lose 20, 30, 40 pounds in 2 months, and you'll be looking in those same 2 or 3 months, and you'll only see 10 pounds in those months. It's just the way that our bodies work, but you can't give up. Another thing, I do strength training. Strength training is amazing for us because of the muscle that you're building. It helps to burn fat. It makes you feel better. I sleep better. I'm not tired. Like, before, I would have to take a nap during the day. It would just not even be an option. Like, I had to go to sleep. So now I don't take naps during the day unless I want to take a nap, but like, I don't have to take a nap. Yeah, you want to get your body moving and going, and you want to do that before you get pregnant. I know for me, when I do become pregnant, I'm still going to be at the gym. I'm still going to be eating right. It's not going to be like, oh, I'm eating for 2 so I can just eat whatever I want, because that, like, I don't want to be dealing with gestational diabetes and having to get a C-section and all that other stuff. Like, if you get your body in order now, it'll make it a little bit easier along the way. I'm not saying that we're not going to deal with stuff, but, you know, you can kind of help your situation. One of the other things with metformin, again, it lowers your insulin, the amount of androgen, and it also lowers your cholesterol if you have an issue with your cholesterol. It also improves your metabolism with women who are insulin resistant. Metformin is an insulin sensitizing drug. Again, common side effects are temporary nausea or diarrhea, loss of appetite. I deal with that sometimes. Like sometimes I don't want to eat. Increased gas and metallic taste. The metallic taste, unfortunately, yeah, I get that from time to time, and sometimes I associate that with if I'm eating carbs. Like that's when I feel like I taste that the most. So if I go to sleep and I wake up, like if I take a nap, I'll taste that in my mouth. Because of the metformin, it kind of decreases your vitamin B12. So you need to make sure that you are supplementing. A lot of vitamins in our body are deficient, especially vitamin D3. So you need to make sure that you are supplementing your body with vitamins. So I take B12, and I also take D3. I take calcium. I take biotin, zinc, euthanasia. I have my prenatal vitamin. You also, if you're trying to get pregnant, you need to make sure that you're taking a prenatal vitamin. Basically, insulin resistance, this is what happens. Our body cells stop reacting to normal levels of insulin, and they become less sensitive or resistant. As a result, the body thinks that there is not enough insulin in the system, which triggers the production of more insulin. So that's what insulin resistance means. Increased levels of insulin leads to an increase of androgens, the male hormone. High levels lead to PCOS symptoms. Oh, there's a fly. So, as far as success with PCOS, I have some success. There are other women who have success. You can find people on Instagram. Like if you use the hashtag PCOS, like you'll see different women who, you know, have success. With my PCOS awareness giveaway, I actually met this wonderful woman named Holly, and she's from the UK, and I wanted to share Holly's story. I wanted to highlight her in this video. So Holly's from the UK, and she takes metformin, and I'm not gonna tell her whole story, because if you go on my blog you can read her whole story. But basically, she's been married, I believe, for 2 years, and her husband are trying to conceive now. And Holly joined the gym, and she lost 58 pounds. So I'm gonna insert some pictures of Holly. In this vlog. She's now on a round of Clomid, and she's actually just about done with her 2-week wait. So she's hoping that she's getting her BFP, and I hope she's gonna get her BFP. So Holly, I just want to say again, thank you for sharing your story with me and everybody else. If you would like to follow Holly or ask her questions, her Instagram is Miss HM Davis, and I will put that in the description box. So if you have any questions on like what she ate or what she did at the gym or whatever, you can ask her questions. I hope that this video was helpful, and again, like my PCOS sisters, like we gotta stick together, we gotta help one another. Unfortunately, there is no cure for this, and we have to learn to deal and still smile, and because it's okay. So that's my video, and I think I'm recording another one today with Carl. So I'll see you guys in the next one.